Well, there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week number 5 of the RPA. This week we are taking on Coach Pogitoed of the Toronto Blue Toeds. So, last week we managed to beat Blue in the Houston Huge Power with the power of Screamtail Wish Passing. So, this week we're looking to continue this momentum with this new team that I have just fell in love with using. Normally I like a lot of pivoting on my teams, but I've managed to make this work. I only have two pivots, which is Tornadus Electros. I have a 1 volt switch user, Electros. I have two U-turn users, Tornadus and Electros. So yeah. Screen can use Baton Pass, and same with Delcatty, but to be honest, they're not really going to be using it too often. But I only really have two pivots, so the fact that it's working this well and just vibing this much with me is a surprise to me. But this week we got our work cut out for us, as you see the matchup on the right of the screen. So the Toronto Blue Toads, I feel so awkward saying Pogitoed, but but so his team is he has a Dragapult as his first pick. Dragapult is one of the most versatile Pokemon in the metagame. It can run physical, it can run special, it can run status support, it can run pretty much anything it wants to. I fully anticipate some sort of like choice spec set. It could be Will-O-Wisp to kind of catch Chimpel and sucker punches, but yeah, he could run T-Wave to slow my team down for his own threats like Tapu Lele, Delta Lucario, or the Delta Guard, or even the Mega Poliwrath. So yeah, that's Dragapult. It also gets U-turn for pivoting. It gets Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower. Shadow Ball is going to be especially dangerous, especially with modest choice specs, or just regular choice specs, because of Delta Charizard's Noctum ability, being able to boost the power of Ghost type moves. So that'll be something to look out for. I pretty much need to get creative to eat hits from it. So next up, they have Mega Poliwrath. Mega Poliwrath is, well, it's a custom Mega Evolution in Insurgents. We're only playing with the custom Megas. So Mega Poliwrath, its ability is No Guard. So No Guard makes it so every single one of its moves hits, or every move hits whenever it's in, whether it be your moves versus it or its moves versus you. And this is especially problematic with Mega Poliwrath because it's generally kind of bulky, and it can run Dynamic Punch, Hypnosis, which are two wildly inaccurate moves, but they are very, very powerful if you have no guard. Hypnosis makes it so you guarantee can put something to sleep, and then the Dynamic Punch means you can hit something super hard with I think, is it 100 base power or 150 base power? I think it's 150 base power fighting type move that, well, it'll also get the stab boost, and it has a 100% chance to confuse your Pokemon, adding a bit of RNG to whether they can hit the Mega Poliwrath at all. So that's Mega Poliwrath. Other than that, I haven't really looked into it too much. Next up is a Pokemon that I know very well. Well, I know Dragapult very well, and I know Corviknight very well. Corviknight is going to be their Chien-Pao answer. I don't see any other thing that they can run aside from like a defensive Mega Poliwrath, but I have Psychic Fangs for it. But Corviknight pretty much has to be their Chien-Pao answer. And even then, if I am choice banned, I can 2-hit KO Corviknight. So Corviknight, physically defensive Pokemon, it gets access to a very slow U-turn. Since it's slower than most of my team except for the Electros, it can pivot for free out into something, so that's already pretty good for my opponent. It gets access to Iron Defense Body Press to 1v1 the Great Tusker the Ferrothorn. It gets access to Brave Bird for a good stab move, and it can get Roost for a reliable recovery. its main ability is going to be pressure, which it can pressure stall my Screamtail's wishes. It can pressure stall Great Tusk. It can pressure stall my Ferrothorn. If it wants to be especially defensive, it can try to pressure stall the Delta Lilligant, the Tornadus, or the Electros even. And that's pretty much why Corviknight is so dangerous here. Rocky Helmet's going to be super good for getting passive chip on Chinpow. And yeah. Next up is the Scarf Brigade, aka the Pokemon I can see bringing Choice Scarf the most. The first one is an automatic shoe-in for being a Choice Scarf set since I have a Chinpow, and it's Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele has the Psychic Surge ability, which will set Psychic Terrain, boosting the power of Psychic-type moves, and also blocking priority moves. So, Tapu Lele can come in, set Psychic Terrain, block my Ice Shards and Sucker Punches from Chinpow, and boost the power of its Psychic-type moves. So, granted, if it wants to threaten Chinpow, it has to be Choice Scarf. So, Choice Scarf Moonblast is a really valid tactic versus Chinpow, and I fully expect it. But Choice Scarf makes it kind of predictable to play around, and I can try to take advantage of that. But aside from that, it gets Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is a really good move versus my team since the Darkness Weather effect from Delta Mega Charizard. So that's something to look out for. Next up, they have Delta Gardevoir, which is an ice electric type Gardevoir. It's a really threatening special attacker. Nothing on my team can switch into it well except Screamtail. And yeah, I think it gets Nuzzle to paralyze things, and I can kind of see it being Choice Scarf too. Same thing with the Delta Lucario. So Delta Lucario, it gets Last Respects, and that's pretty much all you need to know. But I fully expect this thing to be Choice Scarf to just kind of clean up late game with Last Respects. Because Earthquake, Knockoff, stuff like that. And it gets a lot of good coverage. I think I saw it got Blaze Kick in close combat too. So it has ways of hitting everything on my team neutrally or super effectively, but it's going to be pretty much a pain to put this thing down without the Great Tusk, and even then it could run special moves like Grass Knot and Blizzard. So Delta Lucario is a very versatile threat. Next up, they have one of my personal favorite Pokemon, Zarina. Zarina is a Grass-type Pokemon with Queenly Majesty as its ability, further blocking priority moves without the need for Psychic Terrain. So, Zarina, its main niche in Pokemon is pretty much to set or to remove hazards with Rapid Spin. It gets access to good physical moves like Knockoff, Triple Axle, and Play Rough, and also good grass-type moves like Drop Kick and Power Whip. So, Zarina is no slouch. Fully take it seriously. Boosting its speed with Rapid Spin into like Play Rough or High Jump Kick, or just like any coverage move, can really put a dent in my team. So, that'll be something to look out for. Next up, they have Salazzle. Salazzle's a very fast, or not really a very fast Pokemon, but it's a fast Pokemon. It gets Corrosion, so it can poison Ferrothorn or just any other Steel type. So that's really, really big. Ferrothorn being put on a timer. Granted, it's probably not going to want to stay in versus the Salazzle or just come in on a hit on it anyways because it's a fire type, but yeah. So, next up, they have the Delta Dwebble, which I find hilarious that this is their best Delta Charizard switch in. But Delta Dwebble is pretty much their 1-point Pokemon, and I don't really want to take it seriously at all. It's a normal fairy type with simple for its ability, and I think it gets Shell Smash, but it's a Delta Dwebble. It's going to just get folded in by a lot of my team, so yeah, and I don't really think it's that good because Ferrothorn's pretty much a shoe-in every game, and Screamtail can encore it into Shell Smash, and then pretty much everything else just puts it on blast. So Delta Dwebble, fun pick, but I don't think it's coming. And then finally they have Shuckle, another low tier web setter, much like last week with the Masquerain, but Shuckle even more vulnerable to taunt, pardon the voice crack, but it's more vulnerable to taunt. It gets knockoff, toxic, infestation, shell smash infestation if it wants to, with contrary for its ability. So yeah. But that is the team. Oh, Shuckle also gets Stealth Rock. Shuckle is their hazard stacker, so they don't have a lot of hazards to go around this game. So if Shuckle doesn't come, we can fully expect to see not a lot of hazards. So yeah, but with that being said, let me hide that image and get. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to hide that image because it's not time for the battle yet. I need to go over my team. So you can see, first things first, I have Chin Pow, Heavy Duty Boots, Sword of Ruin, Crunch, Ice Spinner, Psychic Feint, Sucker Punch. Max attack, max speed, a little bit of defense. This thing outpaces the Salazzle. I have Sucker Punch on there for the Choice Scarf users. In hindsight, this was an awful decision because their main Choice Scarf user is going to be Tapu Lele, and Sucker Punch is a priority move, so I can't really affect it anyways. I probably should have just brought Choice Scarf, but yeah. But that was the general idea with Sucker Punch. Just, well, if Delta Guard came and it was Scarf, I could just hit it with Sucker Punch if the Psychic Terrain was up. So, or if the Psychic Terrain was not up. So, yeah. Crunch, Ice Spinner, Psychic Feints hits everything neutral or super effectively. Max attack to make everything hit as hard as possible. Next up, I have Delta Charizard. This set changed pretty last minute. I have Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Flame Charge. Flame Charge is there to boost my speed to make myself faster than all of their Choice Scarf users. Their fastest Choice Scarf user is going to be the Tapu Lele at base 95 speed, and I have speed crept this to outpace the Tapu Lele. Max special attack to generally make everything hit as hard as possible. A little bit of defense because I didn't know what else to do with it. So that is Delta Charizard, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Pretty perfect coverage for their team. The thing I don't even, I think the only thing it doesn't hit super effectively is the Shuckle and Delta Dwebble. So it's gonna hit pretty hard versus their team, and yeah. Next up, I have Ferrothorn, Rocks, Knockoff, Witch Seed, Power Whip, Knockoff to remove Heavy Duty Boots and the aforementioned Choice Scarfs, Leftovers for reliable recovery, Witch Seed to get some passive chip and chip health back. This EV spread is just a nice mixed defensive EV spread that I just kind of made up on the spot. I wanted to be able to eat hits from their special attackers while also being able to not die in one hit to a Lucario last respects. So that's the reasoning with Ferrothorn. It can try to 1v1 Corviknight, but I don't really want it to, because Corviknight is going to be the main job for Electros. Electros is Assault Vest for the potentiality of Choice Specs Dragapult. Max HP, max special defense, make sure that Dragapult will be doing as little damage as it possibly can. I think Draco does like, Choice Specs Draco meter does like 46, I think. So, yeah. I have U-Turn, Knockoff, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt, Flamethrower hits everything neutral or super effectively. Knockoff's there for the Dragapult, U-Turn for general pivoting, and that is Electros. I have U-Turn over Volt Switch because I want to be able to pivot out on the Delta Lucario. And that's pretty much the reasoning behind that. So, next up, I have Screamtail, pretty much mandatory on my teams. Wish, Protect, Dazzling Gleam, Thunder Wave this time. Thunder Wave's there to slow down things like Dragapult and all their Choice Scarf Pokemon. Leftovers for chip health recovery. And Dazzling Gleam is just there for a nice stab move to just kind of secure some chip damage on things and just try to make this as not passive as I can. I wanted a way to hit the Mega Poliwrath and the Delta Luke, so yeah. Protect is going to be useful because I anticipate a lot of choice items here, and scouting is vital to playing around those well. Another sort of mixed defensive set, I wanted enough special defense to not get pummeled by all their special offense, but I didn't want to automatically lose to like Mega Poliwrath or the Delta Lucario. So that's Screamtail, and finally we have Tornadus Therian. Bleak Wind Storm, I remembered it existed thanks to Coconut for suggesting it. U-turn, Heatwave, Defog. I have enough special attack on this to 2-hit KO physically defensive Corviknight with Heatwave. Defog is there just in case of Hazard Stacking Shuckle. U-turn for pivoting, Bleak Wind Storm for a stab move, and yeah. Heavy Duty Boots to not take any hazard damage from the potentiality of Rock Shuckle or the Rocks Delta Lucario. I think it gets Stealth Rocks, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that is going to be the team, and I will catch you all in the battle whenever it happens. So, peace. Alright, here we are in the battle. So, you can see they bring Corviknight, Tapu Lele, Dragapult, Mega Poliwrath, the Delta Lucario, and the Czar. So, looking at their team, I can reasonably assume that the Corviknight's going to be physically defensive. The Tapu Lele is probably going to be Choice Scarf. I don't know what kind of Dragapult set they try to run here. Zarina could probably be Assault Vest. One thing that I noticed is no Delta Gardevoir, which is kind of nice for my team. So no potential like AV Delta Guard. Delta Lucario I'll have to watch out for Last Respects, and then the Mega Poliwrath that has no guard for its ability, so it'll get no guard Dynamic Punch, which will always confuse my Pokemon, and no guard Hypnosis, so it can always put my Pokemon to sleep. So this is going to be a very tough game. I don't really know what you really lead with. You don't have hazard stacking on this team, so I probably could have brought Knockoff on Tornadus instead of Defog, but I think my best lead here is probably, I don't want to lead with my Ferrothorn. I think I want to lead with Tornadus. I like lead Torn, as I do lead with the Tapu Lele. So how much is this doing? Tapu Lele, Choice Scarf versus Tornadus Therian. Tornty, it is doing, it can do 70, but I'll live the hit. Okay, yep, it is Choice Scarf. So that is solid information. So I can just go into Chinpao and get a free, just a free move off. So yeah. His Choice Scarf, it locked itself into Psychic. I probably would have locked myself into Moonblast. But that's just me. So want some more free here. I think probably Crunch is my best move. As I go Poliwrath. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Chin Pow. Jin versus Poliwrath Mega. Psychic Feigns and Psychic Terrain. Given the roll I got, which was 28, this is gonna kill. Yeah. He was undone by his own Psychic Terrain. Okay, so Mega Poliwrath's down. It can't no guard Hypnosis or Dynamic Punch you if it's dead. So okay, I'll take that. Use his own Psychic Terrain against him, kind of bluff the fact that I'm a choice set. I would have went Corviknight there, but Crunch was the easy play, and I think Corviknight gets two-shot by Crunch, but you now know that I'm Heavy Duty Boots, or just like any non-choice band set, but Okay, I am... Do I keep going? Because I feel like you go Will-O-Wisp right now. You either go Will-O-Wisp or you go Draco Meteor. I don't think you click Shadow Ball. I want to go Screamtail on Draco. Oh, he quits Flame. Okay, that is fine. Let me gauge the damage on this. Screamtail. Ursula versus Dragapult. Choice specs. Okay, it is choice specs. So I'm going to just wish they go Corv. I'm going to pretty much go hard eel here. And I'm going to get a knockoff on something. Probably the Delta Luke. Wait, if I go this, I want a U-turn actually. So I want a quick... Because you gotta go Delta Luke, probably. Goes into Dragapult. Okay, so I know this is choiced, so I can just prot here and just kind of gauge what he's gonna do. So he's gonna quick U-turn, which means that I can... I want to quick T-Wave. You're probably gonna go Corv, so I get a pair off on this. Now I want to go back into Eel. You don't have good Eel plays. Your best Eel play is Czar, I think. Because with Tapu Lele, I eat the hit, but with Tapu Lele, I'm just going to go into this. I'm going to go into Screamtail. So they quick Psychic. Okay. Psychic. Probably going to go back into the thing. I'm just going to keep bringing this in. Because he can't break me, so why should I respect it? He can't really break me. Screamtail Eel walls his team entirely. The Delta Lucario is going to be interesting, but I don't think Delta Luke can beat me. Okay, so let's see. Electros. Herald versus Dragapult. This is going to do 46 max. And I can knock off the choice specs. But I think he quits Shadow Ball as a mid-ground for the Screamtail. Shadow Ball, Screamtail mid-ground. I think that... that crit definitely mattered. That crit definitely mattered. I'm sorry to my opponent. That was awful. Because I was doing 66 max. Okay, so he goes into Delta Luke. Oh, let's see. I don't quite know what this can do to me. Wise Respects, it hits, so that's 100, that's 150. So Wise Respects is a 150 base power move right now. And I have to bear in mind the fact that this could be choiced. Tornadus is, it might be my best play. I'm not sure. I'll go Torn, as I'm honestly, well, torn on what to do here. We'll see if this is Scarf. If it is, that's fine, I guess. So, yeah. God, I feel awful about that crit. So it is Scarfed. That's fine. To be honest, I can just I can just go into Chin Pow since this is scarfed, and I could just quick Ice Spinner. Fizdef Corv. Expected. I'm not out of the woods yet, but since this is Choice Scarf, ooh. So Delta Charizard, I could just go quick Flamethrower or Flame Charge. I want to go Scream Tail on this, so that way he's more prone to stay in. I want to heal Eel up. Heal the Eel. Heal the Eel. If he goes Delta Luke, I'm fine with that. I think he has to go Czar. Because Czar can still knock off. But he goes back into Delta Luke, so... Is it worth my time to knock off? Because I think that this is just going to be really, really helpful to... Though I don't really need AV on this anymore, because Screamtail beats the Waylay 1v1. It's just the Corviknight that's the problem child, and I don't really need AV to beat Corv, so... I want a quick U-turn. They get the crit this time, so... I'll go into Ferrothorn here. I'll go Pharaoh here and just quick knock. So I knock off the lefties. That is good on me. Here I think I can just probably quick rocks. They quick the knockoff as well, so Corv can't beat Ferrothorn 1v1. Let's see. I want to probably go Screamtail. It's like low kick. I will now probably just... Should I just keep pivoting around? I'll prot. So you just quick rapid spin. Delta Zard. I want a Mega, and then I want a quick Flame Charge. Because I live a hit, and this could be game right here. Because, let's see. Charizard Delta. Knock off low kick rapid spin. Best thing it might have is the... What's its face? Let's see. Charizard Delta Mega. Malos versus Zarina. Play rough. Wait, if he has triple axle, I could be in trouble. Play rough might not do that much to me. Triple axle. Oof. Triple axle could kill me. I'm gonna quick flame charge. Because I still feel comfortable. And he just clicked knock. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So I think he has to go Corv. Corviknight, OU Fizdef. It can eat the hit. But I think I have gotten this to a situation where I think I can win. Hopefully. I need to not be able to lose to Choice Scarf Delta Lucario. So, let's see. Shadow Ball versus Corv and Darkness will do... So Flamethrower is going to do more damage. Flamethrower will do more damage to the Corv. You gotta go Corv here. You can't go Waylay or Delta Lucario. Corv is your play. I'm just trying to figure out how I can just not lose this game. So he's at 88. Alright. I'm trying to figure out how I don't lose this game. So, let's see. I will do a solid... So it'll be pretty much at like 20%. From there, Eel can knock it out with Flamethrower. And if he decides to go into the Delta Luke, I just can't allow this thing to get something for free. So I can wait Flamethrower here. Is it a quick Brave Bird? Okay. So I gotta threaten this. Does Electros knock off KO? If it doesn't, I might be in trouble. So if he's max, it does 12.3 to 14.7. He's at 10%. And if I catch the Delta Lucario on a switch-in, I knock off its Choice Scarf and it can't outpace Chin-Pow anymore. So the Last Respect spam is not going to work. So, come on, Electros. I played it a bit too risky with the Charizard, but it's allowed me a chance. I should have chipped Corv more, but it's whatever. Okay, so these two are Choice Scarfed, and it's just a matter of, can I do this? Okay. So your play is probably... Oof, I don't know. I don't know what your play is. I think you go Tapu Lele here and quick Moonblast. But, okay. Okay. Regardless of what your play is, I sack Electros here anyways to just see what you lock yourself into. That's the big thing about having Screamtails and Lefties intact. Ferrothorn, I don't know if Ferrothorn can Ferrothorn eat a hit from Delta Luke? It might be able to. Because Darkness is going to end this turn. Man, I feel bad about that crit. But let's see, Darkness is going to end this turn, so this is gonna be close. But I think I might have it, I'm not sure. It's way too early to say GG though. I ain't saying GG until all 6 of either team's mons are done. So, yeah. But, yeah. I can't even say if I'm in a good position or not. Because the Tapu Lele Delta Wook combo can just end me if I'm not careful. So if you go, I think your best play probably is Tapu Lele. Can Shin Pao live a so 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300 base power last respects? Chin Pao goes into Delta Luke. I am just gonna quick U-turn as a quick knockoff. So I gotta go Chin Pao here because Screamtail beats the Wayway 1v1. I'm gonna quick this. They just have Delta Lucario versus the world. So I'm going to want to see what this thing gets. See, frick. What does this thing get that I should be afraid of? I think it gets Earthquake, but okay, Lucario Delta. Well, I mean, if it locks itself into a given move, then yeah, it locks itself into last respects. But it locked itself into last respects, which is about all you could do in that situation. But yeah, we eke out the win, and yeah, that was a game. I certainly feel bad about the Dragapult crit, but we showed composure once again. I paralyzed the Corviknight a few times. That was kind of unnecessary, but it is what it is. I feel bad about this game, but it's a win. I gotta take it. I gotta move on. So, good games to Poggy. Once again, sorry about the hacks, man, and sorry about my general slow pace through this game, but it's how I play. Not really the hacks, but I do tend to play kind of slow, and yeah, I I don't know. I struggle to find words in post game things. I thought I played this game pretty well. I played a bit too cautiously, but this team just flows so much better with Screamtail on the team, and using Electros did not disappoint. So that is going to be week number 5 of the RPA, and we managed to win. So we're now 3-2 on the season after an 0-2 start. We're back in the thick of things, and shoot, I don't know who I gotta play next. So, well, we'll find out who we gotta play next soon enough. But anyways, I will catch you all in the next game. Peace.